Good morning, everybody. This is John and John on the...
You're saying good morning,
Yeah.
but people might listen to it at 5 p.m.
Hello! Okay. Good day, everybody.
Hello! Welcome back. Hello!
Yes, because I realized that last week
Right.
the
You're like, hey, it's like
the
10
podcast...
o'clock.
Hey, happy Memorial Day
Yeah, it's not
weekend. And I'm
Memorial
like,
Day.
well, I
No.
posted it like...
It's just nonsense.
Nonsense. Anyway,
Nonsense we're talking about.
at least
So today...
Yeah. Well, that was only...
Today on the America's Burning. Oh, it's horrible.
It is a shitty time to be alive.
No,
2020.
it's never shitty to be alive.
It's
Thank
a
God you're
shitty
alive.
time.
Time.
It's a shitty time. Yes, I guess it's not. Oh, it's okay to be alive, but man,
Crazy world.
2020 is.
It started with Kobe's
not
death.
The year. Oh yes,
He
Kobe's
kept the
death.
glue together.
I forgot all
He's
about
the one
that.
who kept the glue together.
Kobe Bryant.
And
Man,
when he went down, and
that's a
that was
shocker. That was such a shocker when
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking Kobe. No way. This is
R.I.P.
fake.
Kobe.
This is fake. This is fake news. He's gonna pop up. It's a hoax because
We're
you
not
hear
even
that-
a hoax. We were all hoping it was just like
I was hoping
not
it was
real.
a hoax.
Yeah,
I was hoping it was a hoax, and then
false reporting.
his kid, and then and then this family. It's like
Damn.
son of a bitch,
Sucks.
and then so how could that get any worse? When was that? January.
February?
Okay, so COVID.
I don't even know.
Yes,
Somewhere
right, because
around
COVID came
January,
and then
February.
a
We went to
couple weeks
Nashville in January. Thank God we did something fun right before this all happened.
later.
So I have one good memory of 2020. We went to
Nashville.
Nashville for my wife's
Okay,
40th.
Nashville. Was it packed in Nashville? Was it
No,
like
because it was like winter, so it was okay, but it wasn't like
Okay.
I think summertime.
so your risk of COVID, because you know that shit was going on around that time.
I'm sure we all had it.
And where was we? We went to Disney
In
January, like the first week of January.
Right.
We went to Disney World, and COVID had started. But you got to think like, it spreading at that? People are saying, hey, it might have been spreading before we all heard about it. Like in March, as everybody's like lockdown and everything, but that thing was spreading even in the States before
Well, yeah. I mean,
March or February.
I know people in November, December that were getting sick.
Yeah.
That were getting fevers, and I don't know. I just had the bad flu for 5 days, and it was probably Corona.
But
Seriously.
yeah, exactly. That's what I think.
So-
And I think a lot of people got sick, thinking it was just a regular flu or something or some weird thing, and they got better.
There you go.
And
Most people got better, and then it got a little crazy for a little while.
And then so then still it was like, all right, everybody be careful, And in March, I was flying back and forth to Chicago.
This is sad. I'd rather talk about wrestling.
No, but I was like, I was like, I'm still flying.
Right.
And people were kind of like, okay, should we start? Like it was March. Was like, should we
This
start
is
doing
March.
something about
Right.
it?
Well, then it did. Then March 22nd was the lockdown. Or not lockdown. That's pretty much lockdown.
Well, my kid's school stopped about second week of March. So I remember saying to my job, and this was right after my wedding vow renewal.
Mm-hmm.
So I know what date it was, mid-March. Excuse me.
Ew.
I don't have a burp button or a cough button. Then Gabby's school was like, all right, shut down. You got to homeschool, or I don't know what
Right.
they.
So that was March.
And then so I told my job I got to stay home, and they're like, oh, come on, man. I was getting shit from my job because
You had to stay home and help.
no, my boss understood,
Right.
but at some point it was like, dude,
you got to work.
hey, you got to work something out
Yeah,
here,
right.
Meanwhile, now they're like, hey, we're looking at options of people working from home,
Right, that's
because
what
then they
happened
realize,
here.
because exactly what I have to do,
Right.
I'm a traveling
I
guy
know.
for
How you
my
gonna
job,
help?
so whatever I need to do, I could do from home. What, I got to go home, like, hand you paperwork, physical? Fine, I could do that once or twice a week.
Right.
Anyway, that's how I think it might change in the future.
Right.
So that happened, and then it was officially locked down. Now it was officially furloughed, and then this shit happens. Then the George Floyd murder
Well,
with
this
that
just
cop.
happened now.
Well, what I'm saying is,
Oh, it just keeps
now.
going.
See, what's
Now
next?
what's next?
What's next? I don't know.
Next?
What's next?
What's next? Well, yeah.
Well, riots.
Here's what's next.
Yes.
I think I posted it too to our site, the web page about what's the Yellowstone National Park.
Oh.
It had like 25 like mini earthquakes in like 24 hours.
Yeah, but
it happens all the time.
Yellowstone
It happens all the time.
It happens all the time. 3,000 earthquakes.
But it didn't always happen in 2020.
Nah, yeah. No, every other year.
All right. No, that's all right.
Out of sight, out of
2019, it's all right.
2020.
Uh-oh.
There's a massive...
It's going to blow up.
There's a massive, massive, massive volcano in Yellowstone, and when that shit erupts, we're all dead.
We're all dead anyway.
We're all dead anyway.
So do we hope for that?
And then, wait a minute. Time out. We're forgetting murder hornets.
Yeah, they tried that one.
Murder hornets.
They tried that one.
Come on, man.
Nobody believed that one.
So it's like, how can we pile on to everybody's fear? Because that's what the media wants. They want you to be afraid so that you tune in and watch whatever.
Murder hornets.
Murder hornets.
Sounded good.
Yeah.
Sounded really good.
But like,
they're coming.
What do? They attack other bees.
Right. So everybody got scared for about, what, a week from that?
A week. And then
they're like, oh, no, COVID.
COVID. Forget about the COVID.
Don't forget about it.
I'm still waiting for the killer bees. I heard that they came into the Texas in the 80s. And I still haven't seen a killer bee.
Okay. Oh, there were swarms of killer bees?
Yeah, remember? Oh, the killer bees are coming. They're going into Texas now from Mexico.
There's other swarms coming too, I heard, right? What are those things called?
There was another thing. I don't know.
No, I forgot.
I don't know. And then
listeners are all pissed off because now they're saying the answer.
Well, oh yeah.
You know when you're driving like retards.
It's this.
But anyway, yeah.
But yeah, it's been a shitty year, like all around, and it's hard to be motivated, or it's hard to be positive.
Yeah, that's the word.
In a negative world. So I mean,
so we're being positive,
and we're stuck at home.
That's the thing.
That's another thing. We're stuck at home,
right?
And there's so much shit going on.
I know. Well, that feeds fuel to the fire for the riots too. Everybody's sick of being in the house. Like, you know what? I'm going out. I'm just going to go riot.
Yeah,
just because I'm sick of sitting in the house.
I could use a new TV. God. I'm going to go to Target.
Let's just get out of the house.
Which I get, but I don't get.
But anyway, I know that's the government.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, looting is. I don't know. I'm afraid to say anything because if I say something, then we're going to get attacked because. And then, so that's the problem,
right?
That the media and cancel culture created.
Yeah.
I can't have an opinion on something and mean it like, look, it's my opinion. It could be different than yours,
or you could interpret it different.
I can interpret it different.
Right.
Or, look, and I'm not one to say my views are my views. If you come at me with a good argument and you shut me up, I'm like, fuck, you're right.
Right.
I'm okay to say that.
Okay.
I'm not just
100%.
Stuck in 100%.
No.
Am I 100% left? Hell no. If I'm 100% right, no. We swerve and we dip in the left and to the right, occasionally based on
I agree.
Both sides have great points for certain things.
Metallica said, "Open mind for a different view," and that's the way I live my life.
Metallica,
yeah.
I can't do Metallica.
No, but seriously, yeah, that's just it's the way you live life, man. Just listen to everything, right?
Try to get
make
your own
assumptions.
But like, this cop was a fucking
douchebag. He killed somebody. He killed him. But all right, let's not talk about it.
He's a douchebag.
All right, so we all know
you could talk about it. I'm just saying. Look, underlying conditions, what have you. If he stayed in his car, if they arrested him, why couldn't they just put him in the back of the seat in the back car? Look, they had him handcuffed.
Yeah.
Then they walked him across the street from where they handcuffed him.
Right.
And then somehow he fell on the floor. Don't know. There's no footage.
The guy was on his neck for 9 minutes.
3 people. One guy on his neck, 2 guys on his body.
Right.
3 people were holding him down, and he was handcuffed. Why couldn't he just been placed in the car and sit there while they figure out whatever the fuck they were figuring out for 8 minutes?
I don't know. I'm not a cop. I don't know what
I don't get
thinking.
it. I don't understand. Maybe a cop can chime in, but
yeah, I don't know.
On our lines, they're pretty empty here.
We have no lines.
Let's go to the.
Let's go to the line. Line 1.
Hi, this is Bill Cunningham, and I think that.
I don't know. That's not good.
Bill Cunningham. Where did that come from?
This is Grace McGillicuddy, and this is horrendous that they're looting and rioting.
What is that? An angry caller?
Thank you.
Oh my God.
So
that was pretty good, actually. That was.
I need sound effects.
That was good. That was a good sound effect. You got it going.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I'm glad we have some comedy.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. How could we just be entertaining? Because it's not all doom and gloom,
Right.
But hey, whatever.
Right. No, I agree. So what's next on our list of
To-dos?
caffeinated coffee?
Yeah, we're
Drinking Sanka.
Sanka. Sanka.
Sanka?
Sanka is isn't Sanka the what do you call it? The instant coffee.
Yeah.
Sanka.
Gross instant coffee.
Fucking gross.
From the 70s.
You know, instant coffee was all the rage. We switched Mike's coffee with Foldgers crystals.
Let's see if he finds out.
I'd have been like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
JP,
What are these little crystals?
He ate his friggin' Wheaties this morning, man. He's on fire.
Like Sanka. Okay, so like in Bolivia,
Right. Sanka.
That-
the
okay,
crystals. They made commercials. Did you remember that commercial? From when?
yes. Oh, from the
Like
80s.
3?
I think I found a couple of old commercials. This one looks pretty old.
Here at San Francisco's Coffee Cantata.
So an old guy's walking in.
You'll find people who really know their coffee.
This guy looks
like Tuscany.
This guy looks like boy, I don't know. There's an actor, but he's an old actor in a suit, and he's holding up freshly ground coffee. And I guess
Today, we're secretly replacing the Cantata's freshly ground coffee with
As he
mountain-grown
scoops the-
Foldgers crystals. Will it be rich enough?
It has a nice aroma.
Tastes like good, rich, fresh.
Hidden camera.
hidden camera. It is.
These guys
Course.
are actors.
Oh, look, it's Blanche from the Golden
Blanche
Girls.
from the Golden Girls.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, this is great.
This Folgers crystal's making me horny.
Oh.
She was the slut of the.
Oh, that's right.
She was the
slut
this
of the
looks
four?
just like her. Look at that hair.
70-year-old
That
cougar.
is that no cougar. Yeah, more like a old mountain lion.
Mountain. Look at this guy.
This is
This
good.
is like-
this is
ooh.
Bernie Sanders. This is good. This is good.
That's a young Bernie Sanders. This is cool.
Mountain-grown
taste.
Folgers
Mountain grown.
rich enough
They
Folgers
sold it.
crystals.
That's what they did.
gourmet coffee.
30-second commercial of actors faking that they're undercover.
That's all it is. But it is
They
the
sold.
worst coffee ever. This is fake
Folgers.
news.
Fake news.
Fake
that,
news.
That was fake news before it was cool.
I mean, maybe back in the day,
1981.
it was a novelty, and you're like, wait a minute, I could just sprinkle this in my water, in my hot water, and I have instant coffee.
Instant coffee.
What do the crystals do?
I don't know.
What was that, crack? They sprinkle crack in it so people can freaking...
Seriously. Would they just ground?
Oh,
Was it
here,
ground?
okay, so they love doing this. Here's another one. They love doing this...
1988.
we're switching. We're
1988 commercial.
Yeah.
From Folgers Crystals.
88. So how many years ago was that? Can you do the math, man? Because let's
Yes, man, come on.
88, 98, 2008.
10,
20,
20,
30 years ago.
30.
88 was 30 years ago. Boy, do I feel old. How you were? We were 11 in 88.
Yeah, because look, 98, 08, 18,
Yeah.
32.
Fuck.
We're old 32 years ago. Bam.
And look at the
When I was a
video.
young kid, this is like when we were kids, this is like the 50s. Black and white, weird.
See, okay,
We were alive in the 80s. It's
no,
weird.
but all right, okay.
Old.
So in the 80s, when you thought 30 years ago, which was the 50s,
Right.
Elvis came out. That was ancient times to us.
Not ancient to
No,
our
to
generation.
us,
to
to
like
me.
40-year-olds, right?
I mean, 30 years ago, Elvis was doing. Now, 30 years ago, it's like,
there's
holy
like, oh shoot, what are those old people now that remember that time? Seriously,
yeah,
right?
we're and
That's
then
what-
and I wonder what my kid thinks about the 80s.
80s is we're old people. Like
'Cause
they don't
look-
want to hear 80s music. That's like the 50s doo-wop. Did you listen to 50s doo-wop in the 80s when you were growing up? No, you listened to Madonna and fucking Bon Jovi,
Yes, no,
Belle
well,
Biv DeVoe.
I was Poppy. I liked
Everybody.
it.
What else? What was Poppy? New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
All right, you weren't listening to doo-wop.
No.
Chewy doo. Right. So that's what I'm saying. So my kid, when we get in the car, they're listening to like Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
They're like, I didn't even know Dua Lipa was till last week.
Dua Lipa?
Dua Lipa. She's a poppy. She's the new poppy princess.
Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa. You could play her music, but
Dua Lipa.
no, but do you know what? Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay, I just heard of her like 2 months ago. She's good. It's cool. It's cool poppy music.
All right.
but they're not listening to
Just the name.
They're not listening to 80s.
But in the future, they might appreciate it. Like I appreciate, like I never thought in the 90s when I was hip hopper,
Right.
You know, that I'd be listening to some
30-year-old
rock,
Biggie Smalls
no, like
album.
Aerosmith or this,
Right, and they were from the 50s. Or,
No.
50s. Not 50s, 60s, late 60s. My bad.
I would say
Aerosmith
70s,
is late 60s.
70s.
No way. I think they were around. They were together in the late
The
60s.
Rolling Stones is a 60s.
Look it up.
band.
Look them up.
I say that
Aerosmith was around in the 60s, late 60s. I'm gonna say.
Aerosmith.
How wrong am I? Let's see.
I'm going to say that we're going to the Wikipedia page, that they were around since the
Why are we using
the
Wikipedia?
70s.
That's fake news too. But no,
Come on.
1970.
70 to present. Okay.
All right. I
On
said
the
late
cusp.
60s, but
All right.
but
I'll give you that.
But he was making music before they were Aerosmith in 70s.
Yeah,
Like
Steven
a little
Tyler?
bit later. Yeah, it's I guess Aerosmith was together at 70. All right.
So
70.
He was born in 48, so by 78, by 68 he was 20. Yeah, I guess.
So
he
you
could
were
be
listening to this in the 90s?
Well, no.
Did you listen to that? I had that one album with
Aerosmith came back in the 90s.
Right.
Okay, so,
Right. So that
they
album-
were kind of still relevant
to us.
to us. They
like
came back.
40-year-old, like 40 mid-40s.
Or it took a movie like Wayne's World to introduce me to Bohemian Rhapsody
me too.
for me to like
right,
it.
Right. I agree with that.
And
Because
I'm
then I'm
like-
like, oh, what is this?
But I didn't know that was a
We Will
70s
Rock
song.
You, though. You knew We Will Rock You when you were...
Yeah, but I didn't know that was Queen.
Right. You didn't
Like,
just
you
heard the
hear
song
these
as...
songs.
Right. You heard it as, like, the sports theme.
Yes.
Like, all right, that's the song
Like-
we play when we're getting pumped up.
Yes, and I, it was a movie that was current, like Wayne's World at the time, which seems ancient now.
It's probably 30 years old.
It's 30
no,
years old.
Is it? 90
Yes,
what?
it is.
That's a 90s movie.
90, 92, 93.
92.
Yeah, I was still in high school when that came out. 92, 93. So yeah, you're looking at a 28-year-old movie already.
30-year-old movie.
Shit.
Oh, shit.
So at times flies. And now,
Yeah.
how's it going to be now 30 years from now where there's HD and everything's crystal clear, so it's not going to look as old? So you know what I'm saying? Like right now, if you look at that 80s commercial that we just had up.
So you're talking
it looked pretty
technology?
old.
Are we
no,
going,
I'm
are we
just,
going
yes,
30-year
technology is going to make it look. The only thing that's going to change is the dress, the way you're dressed, unless the fashion comes back. Or the hairstyle, but if you look at this video, it's because of the quality of the video. And if anybody
So-
looked at this, you're like, this is ancient
What
shit.
are we looking? We're looking at an 80s commercial.
This is an 80s commercial.
Right.
You know?
30-year-old commercial. You're right. It's
But-
like ancient now. It's not even in HD.
Yeah, it's not in HD, and that's the thing. That's what, when you look back at it, just like we look back at the 50s, when all they had was black and white.
And bad,
If,
right.
if we took everything in black and white pictures here, we'd probably look stupid, old. And actually, I think Gabby said was there color back then. It's not- but that's
yeah,
a
but
weird
that's
question.
the questions they're asking us. Right.
Yeah,
Was
but-
there color TV then?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah.
See, but and then you go to the 90s, you see that there's a difference in the way people look and the way
Yeah.
people dress. I mean, 80s was what?
Well, even
90s
the tech.
was
Nintendo came out in the late 80s.
late 80s, and then
then-
but like I'm talking
right.
like tech wise,
Fashion?
fashion wise, cross colors. Remember cross colors?
Cross colors. Yeah.
Like the bright colors,
Yeah.
and
got
then
that-
the starter jackets. That was all early 90s,
90s
shit.
Early 90s. Yep.
Early 90s stuff.
Starter
Jordans.
Jordans. All that stuff. But what we went into the 90s. Where did we go?
No, I'm just saying.
Just talking
like,
about how old things are.
yeah, how things.
How long ago the 80s were in comparison to
So
like how we were growing up. 30 years difference.
so in 30
pretty
years, what are we going to think of our dress?
Right. Well,
you know.
the spaceship just took off.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Did
yeah.
you see that yesterday? So that's huge news. That was awesome.
It's huge news.
Oh, man, Elon.
It comes at a shitty time, but so it's not really like front and center news. Maybe it would have been if the world was a different, place.
right. It was still pretty big. People were still feeling proud and happy.
yeah.
Thank God
Yeah.
they had that.
Yeah.
Right, so that was positive stuff.
And it's really good. I looked at that footage of it taking off. I missed it live, so
I
but
watched it live. It was cool.
it was pretty cool.
I brought the kids in to watch and taught them a little bit about it. It
I
was
try
fun.
to do that with Gabby. And
Right. They were on their phones, and we made them put their phones down and like,
Yeah.
hey, look at this. This is history. You're gonna remember
Yes.
it. Then I started going into like where technology is gonna be in like 30 years. I said,
Yeah.
guys, you don't understand. You're gonna do like intercontinental flights in space.
Yeah.
Like that's what's gonna be commercialized. Like instead, like they were like, no way, we're not gonna go in space. I'm like, listen. Do you think whenever we started flying, do you think people were looking at the airplane with the Wright brothers and going, "Oh yeah,
We'll go
we'll just
30,000
go
feet."
on there. Yeah, we'll fly 30,000. Yeah, exactly. We'll Concorde and blast through, across the water in 2 hours."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they didn't, So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, guys, you don't understand. This is the next. This is the future. This is the start of
It's
private commercialized space travel.
yes.
Isn't that?
Well,
Elon Musk is it's awesome.
He's a smart guy.
So awesome.
I mean, he's probably shitting
Good for him.
bricks.
He was. He said he was. He was like
was.
shaky. And
Oh, God. And then when they lift off,
Good
he's
for
like,
him.
fucking A.
Yeah, he said he was so happy though, man. So
Um,
congratulations to Elon and SpaceX and NASA. That's awesome.
The technology is so much that I didn't see any joysticks or any handles.
Here's the thing. I looked
the
at
fuck is that?
my neighbor. Like I was outside, whatever, and we said something because about Tesla, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's Elon Musk thing." We started talking about the thing taking off, and then I was like, "Yeah, can you believe we can get in space and like get to the orbit in like 10 minutes?"
It wasn't even 2.
10 minutes, whatever. Right?
yeah.
And he goes, "I can't even get to the turnpike in 10 minutes." I was like, "Oh," I was like, "You're right."
It's
I was
it's
like,
crazy.
"Shit."
Yeah, so they were out. I said the 2-minute mark. They were already out of
the gravity.
main atmosphere, I guess. Whatever. I mean, they still had to orbit, but yeah, in 10 minutes.
Isn't it crazy? Once you get past the gravity, I guess it gets easier to get out there.
Now,
You don't have the gravitational
did you
pull.
look? I went back and looked at the Apollo 11 takeoff, and
I
boy,
didn't
did
go back to look at
that thing look like it wasn't going to take off.
Because it went sideways.
This rocket
Right.
was the SpaceX.
Yeah, it took a while to get going. It
We
got
look-
like 3 seconds in, and I was like, it started stopping,
No.
and I was like, what's
When
it
you
doing?
look, all right, we're going to look at the SpaceX X launch, right?
Right.
X launch. Okay. Oh, I like how the rocket
dude
comes
came
back.
back. So
How
here we
fucking
go.
awesome
So
is
listen
that?
to this. This is what I was talking to the kids about also.
Yeah.
Because me and Danielle, like when the booster came off, the
Yes.
first one,
Yes.
it's like, oh, where does that go? And I said, oh, it's gonna fall back into the ocean, and they're gonna go pick it up. Because I'm thinking.
Old
30
school.
years old school technology.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden I remembered that it comes back that way after it did it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the
It
ones that
lands
lands
itself.
itself because they're all GPS and it
Yep.
knows exactly where it was. And then
Yeah.
I told him, I'm like, look, this is technology. 30 years ago,
It fell
this
into
thing
the
fell into the ocean. We picked it up. Now it's landing itself. 30 years later.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, something like that. Even probably 20 years later.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Here's a takeoff. Let's see how far it gets past the what do you call this? The thing it leans
Launch
against
pad.
the launch pad. Okay. Let's go. Here we go.
1, 0.
So I love it.
Liftoff. of
Okay, look.
Falcon 9 and
Oh, they cut away, but
It's all right.
That's
It's got
going-
yeah, it went up.
okay.
Right here.
Okay.
look.
Okay. No. Okay.
Right there.
For-
It's slowing. It's like, all
well,
right. keep
right
going.
there, it's slowing because you can't.
Look, right
tell.
there. I'm like, all right, those boosters better start pushing, man.
No,
And
that
they started going. I was like, all right, we're good.
was a fun. All right. So it's a thin rocket too.
Oh, that's so perfect. And they're right there. They're just that little tip.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
But that's
that
a
comes
bigger
off.
tip than the older triangular. What were they?
Right.
The lunar modules, whatever the fuck. you call
And
them.
their spacesuits are like trim and like
Yeah, but look at there is no
It's not a-
controls. There are
nothing.
no controls.
nothing.
There's no.
They used to have a big giant control
it
booth.
was like you're flying an airplane
right,
kind of thing.
like a big with
or
all the
joysticks.
Now they have
Joysticks.
nothing. Now they have like the Tesla, one computer, two computers in front of them, and
It's
they're flying
amazing.
to the moon. Or not
Amazing.
moon, but close enough.
They're just sitting there and monitoring.
Yep,
that's
it.
all they're
They're
doing.
just hanging out. They're waving. They're waving at the
because what's happening?
It's
is,
automated.
Is it
Everything's
automated?
automated. Everything's automated. It knows when to do it. Like you don't have to hit a button. It's computers doing it. The AI. It knows exactly when to do it.
Wow. So that means
Space travel.
So
Automated
that means
space travel. That's what these aliens
that you
have.
can have a crew of people that don't know how to fly a fucking thing.
put them in there.
Go in there.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be the way you fly soon to like far like across the Earth. I mean,
Yeah.
one day we'll get to Mount Mars, but this will be like the start of that. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
what
if you want to go from like I don't know, say the U.S. to what's across the other way? China? How
Yeah.
far is China?
It's across
A
the
regular
world.
flight. Right. So it might be like a 2-hour flight.
20
It'll go
hours,
up.
yeah.
There'll be no gravity. It'll just go, 10,000 miles per hour, and then
Yeah,
come back
right
into
down.
and then come down
And land.
and land,
That's nuts.
and then go back. So it won't be that 16-hour flight where you're changing. It'll be a 2-hour flight, 3-hour flight using space.
That must be an expensive ticket.
It will be in
gonna
the beginning, and
Yeah.
then they'll make it like airfare.
Yeah, I guess.
It's crazy. That's where it's going.
But I think that was a lot faster than the Apollo takeoff. First and foremost,
Oh my God!
here's a video of the Apollo space program.
Late 60s and 70s.
Now, this
we're 40
room
years ago.
is probably like a gymnasium-sized room. And the control panels are massive. There's no screens. Maybe some counters, some meters, right?
Meters.
Geiger counter, whatever the
analog meters.
analog meters, and it's all switches. Switch like your old TV sets.
Oh, man.
You
Yeah.
turn the dial.
Dials on the TV screen.
Meanwhile,
Oh my God, so
SpaceX
old.
as now this is 69.
Yeah, 60s and 70s.
So
it says.
50,
69,
50, 60 years ago.
60-year-old technology.
And now it's just
Computer. It's computer.
a row of maybe 20 or 30 lap screens, and
That's it.
that's it.
All computers.
All computer.
All slim computers.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, fast
So it's
forward
a
to
6-minute mark
blow
here,
up.
but
Here we go. They're ready.
now
and
the,
here we go.
the size difference between this and here we go.
This is the first mission.
Oh my God! Look at all that.
Combustion.
Now, how many thrusters are there? 4?
Two, I don't even know. At
There-
least 4. How
there's
many were on the one today?
Just the one.
Yesterday, one.
Just a stick.
One rocket.
It's a one stick.
One little stick.
So I don't know how many times lighter it must be
Right.
than this behemoth.
Giant thing.
Look at that.
this.
Holy shit.
That's why it was blowing up.
If
'cause
you
it had-
haven't seen the Apollo liftoff, that's what we're looking at now.
watching the Apollo lift off, and there's so much flames and fire going
There you
on underneath the engine. It's amazing it didn't blow up.
It
But look
is-
at the capsule size.
It's so small. You could barely fit 3 people in there.
Where
in the
new one?
capsule here,
right?
In this
in
one,
Apollo.
in Apollo, it's like 2 or 3 people max, and you couldn't really walk around. And then in the SpaceX, it looks like you can at least get out of your seat and
Walk
and
around
kinda
and go
hover
somewhere.
down. Yeah,
It
they
looked
did a
pretty
little-
small too. I mean, I didn't see like the whole.
compared to
I want to
compared
see
to
the real.
this.
Just
This
take
is it.
off
This
or-
is it right here.
Yeah, here we go. Fast forward. Oh look, it's
Here we go. Here we
landing
go.
on.
This is what I saw.
So now we're looking at Apollo take off real time. All right, engine started.
Shitty quality video. Now watch how slow this.
1970s. Look, here we go. The engine started already. Before. There
Look
you
how slow. Look at
go.
this.
Oh, you're right. This is slower than that one. I thought that one was slow.
Look.
Wow.
Now it cleared the thing.
Right. Look how many engines.
That is.
It's pretty slim still.
It is slim.
It's pretty slim.
But what is a difference in size between
It's got to
that
be
and
lighter.
SpaceX?
Yeah, it's got to be lighter.
I think that's amazing.
What's
then.
the weight difference between Apollo 11 and SpaceX?
So
So it's much skinnier. It's about half the diameter of it,
I think so.
right?
Which makes it for less fuel, I would assume.
And it's about 3/4 the height.
So
So 110 meters is Apollo 11.
And the height of the Crew Dragon is 70 meters.
So it's like 3/4 the height there.
Top
speed.
You know, let's see. Top speed 6,000 for the
Apollo
11, and the top speed for the Falcon is
4,000.
Jeez.
So it's less, but it's lighter.
but
Maybe.
you don't need that. Wait a
I don't
minute,
know.
though.
How does that
Top
make sense?
speed.
I don't know how fast you have to go to get out the atmosphere. I have no idea. I thought it was faster than that.
I don't know, but you're
Still pretty fast. 4,000.
you got 4 times the boosters here versus this, but then you
Right.
have so much more weight.
So you got
and
like
we're still
4.
going faster.
You got like 4 boosters with the Apollo 11.
Yeah. Well, everything about the
only
Falcon
one.
9 is less,
Right.
As
It's
far
not-
as
We're gonna post this picture to the site.
Yeah.
Just for whatever.
and it's really nothing. What we've been using it lately is just to launch satellites into space. The Falcon 9 recently, and
they both send them up to
Apollo, but Apollo was always stronger.
ISS.
Apollo's always more beefier, just like in the movie Rocky.
Apollo.
Apollo
died though.
Apollo died. Well, Mick.
Oh. Okay. So I went for a test drive, right? For the Model 3. I got a
Tesla
good story.
talk continued.
Tesla talk continued.
All
Yeah.
right, well, we're going from SpaceX to
Oh yeah. So we stay
Tesla.
in the techie range.
Elon Musk getting a lot of love.
Yeah, a lot of love, man. Smart dude.
Okay, so you went and test drove
So I test
your Tesla S, was it? Model S?
No, I wish. No, the Model 3.
Model 3.
Long range plus. It's like a low end model, but it's nice. It's fast enough. Trust me.
Nice.
Oh my god. So yeah. So we went for the test drive. I went first. I drove around. Whatever. Awesome.
Yeah.
The torque on it is awesome. Like as soon as you hit the gas, it takes off, and that's like the low end model too.
Yeah.
It's fast, so it's plenty.
Uh-huh.
So I did my little drive around and stuff like that, and then I would find like a little parking lot with like a nice straightaway. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm going 0 to 60. Right, hold
Yeah.
on, let's feel it. I went.
Nice.
It was good. I felt the torque.
Yeah.
It was great. Then Danielle went. She drove. So we drove around a little bit. She was doing, circles, going up and down the highways.
Yep.
And then same thing. We find a little parking lot with a straightaway. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do what you did. I wanna feel the torque." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay, no problem. It's 0 to 60. Seatbelt.
Yep.
Hold on. All right, let's go. I feel like I'm on a roller coaster, right?" She goes, "Deer comes flying out."
Oh, get the
I was like, Are you kidding me? Can you imagine? Oh, we took your car for a drive. We smashed into a deer on a test drive.
Would have gotten a Tesla there.
Oh my god! So yeah, that was crazy. But we're about 20 feet away from him. Like, we slowed down. We're like, oh my god! Can you imagine? So that was a funny laugh. That was a funny laugh.
Rate
we're like, all right, yeah. I was just like, oh please, don't have another one come flying out. She hit like 30 or 40 by the time we saw the deer, but still fast enough.
Okay.
Like, oh god.
So is that 0 to 60 in what?
5.3 seconds. Damn. Pretty fast. And that's in the performance model is like 3.2.
Wow.
It's crazy. I couldn't even imagine.
Are you sure that they say it's standard, but then when they sell you the car, they remove that option?
No, because it's all you can get a software upgrade. I don't know for my car, but you get like a little boost.
But that's what I'm saying. What if they sell you the car based on what you think you just test drove, but then it's really a performance package?
No,
and they take it out.
They asked me which one do you want to drive, and I said I wanted the standard range plus because that's the one I'm interested in buying.
Yeah.
So I drove that one instead of the performance. I mean, I could have took the performance model just to drive it. Go to 0 to 60.
Where did you go for that?
There's just a Tesla dealer in Princeton. On Route 1.
Princeton, okay.
Showing love. Yeah, they have a bunch of
Do they have a
Tesla dealers
Cybertruck
now.
there?
I didn't see any of that stuff. I just saw a lot of S's and 3s. That's what they had
Model S.
in the lot, I guess. Yeah.
Model S, just like the old Model T from Ford. What, are they going back to that whole thing? Model
guess.
T,
Back to the
Model
future?
S?
Back to
Is
the
that why
future.
they went with it?
I think so.
Because it's the first of its kind
like
type of thing?
Yeah, probably.
What does that stack up? How does a Tesla stack up against other electric cars? Right? I mean, you have. You got the stupid Prius,
Yeah, Chevy Bolt, I think, right? Is one other one.
Chevy Bolt. I think.
What does Honda have?
I don't know. Does Honda?
I don't really know. I didn't really do too much research. I was just.
But I wonder,
Teslas
like,
are so cool.
It's like Tesla is like because it's like Gucci, right? Because it's Tesla.
It's new.
You know, but
different.
Tesla. I mean, do the other electric cars take gas too?
I did the autopilot thing too. I mean, it stayed right in the middle of the road. It was wild.
Oh man, that's scary.
Yeah, Danielle was like a little nervous when she used it. She's like, "All right, this is just too weird. Like, I got to get my hands back on the steering wheel.
So
my
what
hands are on the
happens?
steering wheel, but like you got to like nudge it a little bit every like 15 seconds so it knows you're there.
So what happens if like you pass out?
It'll start beeping faster, and then I think it turns red and then turns off. I mean, I don't know if it stops. But
Well,
it
has to
might
be smart
I mean,
to-
there's some. I guess.
Can it be
I don't know
smart
that yet.
if it summons? Can it be smart to pull off to the side of the road? I don't. Is it that smart?
Ooh, that's I don't
Right?
know. Yeah, if there's like no response, does it do that?
Look for
An
some
open
sort-
spot and oh, that'd be a good update.
Yeah, right. You know, pass out protection.
That's how protection.
Right, and then
These are great. Can
It
never
just
crash.
it just uses technology or GPS to pull you into like a parking lot of some sort, and then maybe it sends out an alert. The passenger in this car is passed
Good question.
out, right?
We'd have to look up, what happens there, but we don't have to.
But that would be, that would be a nice little touch to if it's going to be at some point like it alerts people,
I don't
Why
know.
wouldn't you?
It should.
right?
It should.
Because he pulls over side of the road. What's going to happen? He could sit there for another 4 or 5 hours, and people drive by thinking, "No, that guy's just disabled."
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
No, the car.
He's dead.
Well, yeah,
The
or he's
guy's
dead.
dead in the front seat.
But if he's dead, and maybe technology gets to the point where biometrics can sense that you have no heart pulse or anything.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Where it says it flashes some light outside
Right.
or an emergency light
There's
that
gonna
becomes
be-
standard in the future, saying
There's going to be infrared cameras that could tell temperature eventually.
or it automatically
So-
calls an
or not
ambulance.
eventually, they have it.
Yeah, or the car automatically calls the nearest hospital based on its geographic technology. It sends out a thing saying, or
GPS signal.
to where its location is.
It calls the police after there's
Passenger-
no response.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it? Passenger in vehicle blah located blah is disabled. This is Tesla.
Right. Or this is just whatever, like an SOS.
This is a
automatic
message.
SOS. Yeah.
Like
That's
like
interesting.
an emergency broadcast is.
You know what I'm surprised about with Tesla though that they don't have, which I think they should incorporate, is solar panels on the roof of the car, built-in solar panels, so you
That's
regenerate the battery.
Well, then you get rid of the nice view. No, isn't it a full window?
It's full there's like a window, and then there's like a little piece, and then it's another window. So those windows could be lined
That's
around
true.
with
But how
solar
much?
panel. How much energy will that produce? I don't know. Like, will it be enough, or is it just maybe it's not cost effective? That's probably why.
unless you build it into the panels of the car.
That's what I was
somehow.
thinking. Like the black part, like the black panel part, you build them in underneath like that
Yeah.
color, and then it would look part of the
Part
of the car.
It could be part of the car exactly, or maybe half a window and the other half.
Well, they got it right so far, but yeah, exactly. I was thinking like they would add that.
Yeah, So Tesla, you're thinking to get that car or what? Oh, you ordered it
Oh,
already?
I ordered it yesterday.
Damn.
I did. I said, screw it. My car's transmission slipping, so when that happens, it's time to go.
So
I have 235,000 miles on a Honda Accord, so it was time.
Yeah,
And I haven't had a new car in a long time.
I mean, usually Hondas are pretty good for the long haul.
Oh, it did 200. I mean, it could
What
probably
are-
still
what
go,
are the,
but
um,
I'm getting nervous now.
On your Tesla, what's the lifespan on a car like that? Since
don't
there's
know.
no moving parts, most
Dude,
like
I asked
less.
because me and Danielle were talking because like I had to convince myself to get it because I don't like spending
yeah,
more decent money on
Yeah.
cars. I like the cheapy guys.
Yeah.
So I asked in the forum about brakes. I'm like, all right, so when was your first brake pad job? Service.
Yeah.
And everybody like chimed in like to infinity and beyond. Like they were putting in gifts or what do they call the gifts? Or
Really?
whatever. Yeah. So they were like, and people were like, oh, some people were like 50,000, 60,000, still haven't done it yet. People were writing 100,000, still haven't done it yet.
Wow.
I'm like, and they said the brake pads are like 9 millimeters thick, and then like somebody wrote, oh yeah, I'm at 100,000 miles, and my brake pads are still 9 millimeters thick. I was like, holy crap! One guy had said 22,000 miles on one of his Teslas, and
Yeah.
then 80,000 with no brake change on his other Tesla. So I
Okay,
don't know
so
what
it's hit
happened
or
with the other
miss.
one, but that was the only one I heard that was lower than like 60, 70,000. People don't even change them, so that's another huge
What about
non-maintenance.
Okay, and there's no oil.
No oil. I mean, there's
got to
fluid.
be some sort of fluid of something. Lubricant.
Danielle was like, well, when do we have to get this thing serviced? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, let me go look. And then the service, it said, at around 2 years, you should bring it in and get serviced. But
2
it's
years?
like minor stuff. It's just like check your air conditioning fluid and something else.
Okay.
No like engine fluid.
So there's no antifreeze or
No,
none of that
none
shit?
of that. It's and the only thing I
The only
saw was
fluid
a brakes pad, not a brake pad service, but a brake service at 6 years for the 3. I was like, it made my decision easy.
Damn.
I don't have to sit there get oil changes. I don't have to worry about moving
Damn.
parts, braking. I don't have to worry about getting brakes. I have to worry about tires. That's
Tires,
it.
yeah,
Worry about
tires.
tires. That's it.
Any,
That's it.
Any special tires?
And
or
it's going to be less eventually with the electric versus gas.
is
for
there
now.
any special tire or
No.
just regular radials? Whatever.
Regular tires, yeah. I'll probably get snow tires in the winter, though, because
Wow.
it's rear-wheel drive, the one I
How's
have.
that going to handle in the winter?
I've heard pretty good. I did research. A lot of people said pretty good, but you got to put snow tires on to be really good. So I'll do snow tires.
And how long you placed an order? What's the wait time?
Wait time, it says 2 to 5 weeks.
2 to 5 weeks. So in a couple of weeks you'll have it, maybe.
I don't know. I'm getting nervous. Yeah, I think so. It's coming.
Ooh.
Yep.
And when did your rebate hit?
That's what I was
We get
waiting
like a
for. I was waiting
$5,000
for the point of sale rebate for New Jersey, but I don't know if the guy was trying to sell me or not. But he said that the point of sale won't be till next year. Only the rebate website is set up already, so
Yeah.
you get $5,000 after you submit it. But who knows how long it takes with the state, to get it.
But
back.
with the state.
Yeah,
That's
you have
a
to
state
submit to the
thing.
state. It's a state thing. So every state's different. New
You're-
Jersey takes probably forever to do it. So.
Don't your forums? There's
I
got to be somebody
asked.
from Jersey.
No, the website just came online last week, so everything is brand new.
Okay.
So I didn't want to wait till next year either, because one, my car was gonna probably blow up before then, and then two, even if you wait for that rebate, the price of the car is gonna go up next year. So what's the
Yeah.
difference? So I just did it now, and I'll just get the $5,000 back, and I'll make it payments for a year or something
Do
like that.
they update the model look of the car often? Like
Not
every 4 or
often.
5 years, like a regular car.
I'm sure they do, but I haven't
Is
seen
this
much
the first
change.
version of this?
The 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I haven't seen it change much, but a lot of the upgrades are software upgrades.
So
Every couple months is like a software upgrade. They
So-
just put like new song, like new games in it and stuff. It's
a Tesla Model 3 is the same as a Tesla. It's the same thing. If you have the performance package is just the software.
software is different
So there is no.
and a bigger battery. That one has a little bit bigger battery,
Oh.
so you go
Can you upgrade your battery?
only on no, no, you can't upgrade the battery. The battery is like it is what it is. I mean, maybe you can upgrade eventually,
A bigger battery.
like a software upgrade to make it last longer, maybe use less battery.
Okay,
I'm sure
so-
they could do that eventually.
So what's in when you open the hood? What's under there?
Nothing. You open the hood. It's storage space.
What's in the back?
You know, like the old school like Porsches. You open it.
Yes.
There's nothing there. It's that. And then you open the back, and it's your whole trunk. There's nothing there. The battery's in the middle of the car, in the center,
can't
middle,
picture
on the
that.
bottom of the car.
I can't picture that.
So it even handles really good because all the weight is centered in the middle of the car and low to the ground. So it's got a low center of gravity. So when you hit the turns,
Yeah.
it's nice and tight.
So this is it, right?
Yeah.
Trunk.
It's called the frunk.
Frunk?
They call it frunk in the Tesla community.
Well, what does the frunk
The
have to do with
frunk.
it?
What the frunk
So this
is
the
going
frunk?
on? Yeah. Check the frunk out.
Well, that looks
That's
kinda
storage.
small.
It's small, but it's
What-
better than the engine blowing fumes all over the place.
I guess your
breaking
front.
down.
I guess your front doesn't have to be too big.
No, what do you need? And then you got the back, and the seats go down.
Is it cold? Does it
Front
keep it cool?
Cooler. No, well.
Oh, that'd
you
be cool if
This
you
is
could-
upgrade front cooler. Oh yeah, if you like shoot air into it and like keeps it cold.
Yeah, because
That'd
some
be cool.
Nissans have that in the glove compartment. There's a little
that's cool.
vent for you to
This,
put your.
this doesn't have that.
Wow. Okay. No. See, this one looks. Okay. Here
That's
we
the
go.
frunk. Maybe they're bigger in other models. That's the. Is that the
Okay.
3? That's the 3.
Okay.
That's
it's
the
a
Model
good.
3
I
there.
mean, you could. Shit, man. That's.
It's decent size. It's enough. And then look at the trunk. It's huge. And then you got space underneath.
But you have different options that you could
Right.
put little things
Yeah,
here.
you could buy little. I mean, there's accessories for everything.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's see the trunk. The
Trunk space.
frunk and then the
frunk
trunk.
and the trunk.
All right, the trunk's a normal size
There
trunk.
it is, normal size. And then you could pull up the bottom here. You could put the seats down. You could
Oh,
pull up
look
the
at that.
bottom of it, and then you have space. So you could. You have plenty
So
of space.
all the meat and potatoes are underneath the car.
Right in the center of the car underneath. Battery placement.
And how big is this? This ain't your run of the mill battery.
No, I don't know.
You know, you
look up battery size. There's a battery, and then there's got to be a motor too. So they're probably both right in the center on the bottom. Okay.
Okay.
Where's the battery?
There's your chassis.
Okay. So
But
I
what's
thought
the
I was
battery?
wrong then. The battery. Oh, is that the battery? I don't know. I thought the battery was underneath the center of the car. I'm wrong.
That's the whole. If that's the whole battery. What it
Battery
looks
centered.
like. What it looks like is okay. If you take a hard drive out of a computer, a small hard drive, that's
Right.
what that looks like.
Right.
And then
That's
behind,
flat.
and then attached to this hard drive, if you picture, a hard drive, there's wheels. I mean, that's what
the
it looks
rotors.
like.
The rotors are on each side
what's
of the
this?
hard drive.
Like the
that's the motor.
transmission? Oh.
Yeah. See, the motor's in the rear.
Oh,
So that's some
boy.
weights there. You can get a dual motor.
Yeah.
Right. That's what the performance is.
Yeah.
And the all-wheel drive, or you get the one that I got was like the standard range model.
Yeah.
And the engine's in the back. So you have the engine going to the power in the back.
Yeah.
And the battery, I don't know where I guess the battery
it right
still
there.
sits in the middle. Oh, that whole thing is the battery.
That whole thing is the battery.
Oh, okay. So the battery looks like a
So-
giant hard drive.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
It looks like, and it's
A 4x6.
It's pretty much where you and the passenger sit on top of.
Right, but think about all that weight that's distributed on the bottom
Yeah.
of the car.
Yes. No, you're right. I understand.
So it's
I
gonna
mean,
be-
it might be a little back heavy because that's where the
engine
motor is or whatever.
Slightly back heavy, yeah.
But
But I don't.
but
think
all in
much.
all, it's in the back. So is a fishtailing easier?
No, I'm not. I'm not hearing it does. I hear one. You can fishtail it, but it pulls back to center
Yeah.
so fast. They say it's hard to fishtail.
You mean automatically? Like the Tesla
I don't-
fixes itself?
Yeah, that's what they're saying in the forums and stuff that I read. I haven't really had enough experience. I haven't experienced that because I don't have it yet. But
Interesting. And then I saw the cockpit. It doesn't look much.
nah, there's
but
nothing to it. That's plain. It's super plain. But the computer makes up for it.
Wow.
But it's definitely plain. There's nothing there on the 3. The S has a nicer
Console.
Console, yeah.
What's in the back for the back passengers? Is there anything
Heated seats?
air conditioning knobs, or anything like a regular car?
2 USB ports. No, it's just a regular run of the mill.
Actually, you're right. I did see they had fast charging USB ports in that one video you showed
in the back.
and some couple.
And there's no hump in the middle either.
Oh, that's right.
'Cause it's flat. So the third person in the middle has room for their feet.
That's very odd for a car. Like, you probably
Not to
get
have
away
that
with
bump
that in
in a truck.
In a truck, but
Right.
in a car, that's actually kind of weird. So,
Yep.
even my what is it? The
Marango?
No.
Not,
the Kia Soul has a little hump in it.
Okay.
So, and it's really not a truck. That's a little whatever. But
Yeah.
that's
But
very
still.
interesting, man. 2 to 5 weeks. That'd be very.
2 to 5 weeks. Yeah, we'll see.
So when you get it on that podcast, you have to bring it.
Okay.
It's very interesting.
We'll talk
So
about it.
yeah, next week I guess we're gonna invite a friend over. We're
Vlad
gonna have a guest.
Tenensky.
Yes,
He's a tennis pro.
tennis pro, an old friend from back in the day, back from high school.
Yeah.
Well,
I-
for
I
you
know
guys,
Barstool, Yep.
I met him.
All
You
right.
know, I
We'll
met
meet
him
He
after
has
the
interesting,
fact.
interesting stories.
He's a very good guy, and we've known each other for years and years. We used to go clubbing. Oh, we got some stories.
Good story.
We got some stories. We're all tied in together somehow.
Okay.
But he'll be our guest on the show next week.
All right, guys.
So I had a good time.
Good talk.
At least,
Till next week. Yeah, it's a little bit of techie, but
Maybe in a couple of weeks we have a car in front of us that we can review.
sounds good.
Do a nice little car
Review?
review. Yeah.
Okay.
For all your
That's a weekly review.
All right,
All right,
guys.
guys.
Have a
Have a good
good
one.
week. Bye.